Hello Golden State Warriors fans, we are here once again to bring you the latest news related to our team, and I would like to emphasize how committed we are to improving our performance to achieve great results. Before we dive into this intriguing news, I kindly request you to show your support by clicking the like button, and if you are not yet subscribed to our channel, I invite you all to join us on an exciting journey. Remember to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything.
The Warriors have a Moses Moody problem, and they need to fix it fast. This could turn into a serious issue. When the Golden State Warriors beat the Houston Rockets 103-89 in Game 7 of a nerve-wracking first-round series, one player's underwhelming performance stood out, and not in a good way. While the Warriors managed to shake off the sluggish, uninspired play that plagued them in Games 5 and 6, young wing Moses Moody seemed to take a step backward. He played with hesitation, lacking confidence in his shot and the physicality that usually defines his offensive game. Now, with Golden State moving on to face a deep and dangerous Minnesota Timberwolves squad, Moody's struggles could become a major rotation headache. Moody needs to find his game again, and fast. Drafted 14th overall by the Warriors in 2021, Moody had a breakout year, stepping into a starting role following the blockbuster trade for Jimmy Butler. He averaged 9.8 points, 2.6 rebounds, and 1.3 assists, shooting a solid 37.4% from beyond the arc. With Andrew Wiggins sent to Miami in that deal, Moody quickly became a valuable two-way contributor, long, agile, and defensively sound. On a remarkably team-friendly contract, 4 years, $17 million, Moody was shaping up to be the perfect 3-and-D role player every contender dreams of. But down the stretch, the cracks started to show. Over the final 12 games of the regular season, his three-point shooting dipped to just 32.8%. And in the playoffs? The inconsistency only grew. After scoring 7 and 12 points in Games 1 and 2, respectively, Moody was benched in favor of a smaller, quicker rotation. Aside from a gutsy performance in Game 5, where he nearly led the second unit to a stunning comeback, Moody has largely disappeared offensively this postseason. In the decisive Game 7, he went 0-for-5 from the field and finished scoreless. Now, heading into a matchup with Minnesota's athletic wings, Jaden McDaniels and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Golden State will need every bit of Moody's defensive skill. But for him to stay on the floor, he has to bring something on offense. If he can't find his rhythm soon, the Warriors could be in serious trouble, on both ends of the court. The clock is ticking for Moody, and the Warriors. Inside the Warriors' locker room, there's no panic, but there is concern. Head coach Steve Kerr has publicly stood by Moody, praising his work ethic and maturity. But privately, the coaching staff is scrambling for answers. Can they afford to keep giving minutes to a player whose offensive presence has all but vanished? Or will Kerr have to tighten the rotation and lean even harder on veterans like Klay Thompson and Gary Payton too? The problem is, Golden State doesn't have the luxury of time. The Timberwolves aren't just big and athletic, they're relentless. With Anthony Edwards commanding double teams and Karl-Anthony Towns spacing the floor, every defensive rotation matters. Moody, at his best, can switch across positions and provide much-needed perimeter defense. At his worst, he's a liability who kills floor spacing and stagnates ball movement. And the ripple effects are already being felt. According to team sources, the Warriors' front office is watching closely. While Moody is still just 22, this postseason is seen as a critical checkpoint in his development. Another rough series could alter how the team views his future. There's already quiet buzz that Golden State may explore trade options this offseason, especially if Moody fails to bounce back and Jonathan Kuminga continues to blossom. Media and fan pressure building. Across sports media, the scrutiny is growing. Analysts have pointed out that Moody's lack of aggression is particularly baffling given his regular season success. ESPN's Tim Legler recently noted, "Moody looks like he's thinking through every possession instead of playing free." That's the worst place to be mentally in the playoffs. Fans, too, are beginning to lose patience. Social media is filled with clips of missed open threes, timid drives, and poor closeouts, all accompanied by commentary asking the same question: where did the real Moses Moody go? Opportunity or breaking point? Still, there's hope. All it takes is one breakout game, one confident performance, to shift the narrative. The Warriors don't need Moody to be a star. They just need him to hit open shots, defend with energy, and play with belief. A couple of strong outings could not only help Golden State advance, but also re-establish Moody's trajectory as a core piece of the franchise. The next series may very well define his role moving forward, whether he's a long-term building block or simply a tradable asset. For Moody, the moment is now. The playoffs don't wait, and the Timberwolves certainly won't either. Warriors share key update on their best answer to the Anthony Edwards problem. Golden State is going to need Gary Payton II in this series, badly. Despite missing a crucial piece of their rotation, the Golden State Warriors pulled off a gutsy Game 7 win over the Houston Rockets to punch their ticket to the second round of the NBA playoffs. Gary Payton II, the team's top perimeter defender, was sidelined due to illness on Sunday and is now officially listed as questionable for Tuesday's Game 1 matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Target Center. Payton may be the Warriors' best shot at slowing down Anthony Edwards. Sure, Payton's absence may have opened the door for Buddy Hield to have a career night, dropping a game-high 33 points and helping carry the Warriors to a road win. And yes, outside of a strong fourth quarter in Game 3, Payton struggled to find his rhythm against Houston. The numbers back it up. Golden State was outscored by 47 points in his 96 total minutes during the series, the worst plus-minus of any player from either team. But here's the thing, that version of Payton might not matter now. Because this next challenge is different, and it's tailor-made for him. As head coach Steve Kerr prepares to game plan around Minnesota's explosive offense, one name looms larger than any other, Anthony Edwards. The Timberwolves' rising superstar just finished a jaw-dropping first-round series, outshining even Luka Doncic and LeBron James, with averages of 26.8 points, 8.4 rebounds, 6.2 assists, and 1.2 steals per game. He's playing with swagger, power, and confidence, and he's a problem. But if there's anyone who can make life difficult for Edwards, it's Gary Payton II. The numbers don't lie. Payton has bothered Edwards more than anyone. Over the past 2 seasons, no defender in the entire NBA has spent more time guarding Anthony Edwards than Payton. That's not by accident. It's a sign of trust from Kerr and a testament to the type of physical, relentless defense Payton brings to the floor. This year alone, in the 4 regular season matchups between Golden State and Minnesota, Payton matched up with Edwards for nearly 19 minutes, over 6 minutes more than the next closest defender, James Harden, interestingly enough. And the results? Telling. In those head-to-head minutes, Edwards shot just 5 of 12 from the field, 41.7%, and 1 of 4 from beyond the arc, 25%. Both figures fall well below his season averages of 45% from the field and 40% from 3. He also turned the ball over more frequently, averaging 4.0 turnovers per game against Golden State, compared to his season average of 3.2. Even going back to last season, Payton held Edwards to 3 of 8 shooting across 3 games. He just knows how to get in Edwards' space, use his hands and feet, and make the young star uncomfortable. But it all comes down to health and offensive impact. Of course, for Payton to be that defensive ace in this series, he has to be healthy enough to play, and effective enough on offense to stay on the floor. While defense is his calling card, Golden State can't afford to play 4-on-5 on the offensive end, especially against a long and athletic Minnesota team that thrives on transition opportunities. As of now, the only confirmed absence for Game 1 is Timberwolves rookie Rob Dillingham, who hasn't played since the penultimate game of the regular season. That leaves Payton as the big X factor. If he's ready to go, and ready to perform, he could be the key to unlocking this series for the Warriors. If not, Golden State may find themselves scrambling for answers against one of the league's brightest young stars. A crucial defensive gamble, and the pressure is rising. For Steve Kerr and the Warriors, this isn't just about getting a body back in the rotation. It's about reintroducing the one player who has consistently made Anthony Edwards work for every bucket. Payton's defensive presence isn't a luxury in this series, it's a necessity. But if Payton can't go, or isn't close to 100%, the Warriors will be forced to experiment. Expect more minutes for Andrew Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga defensively, but both come with trade-offs. Wiggins, though experienced, has struggled with consistency all season, while Kuminga, still growing into his role, lacks the same veteran instincts and discipline that Payton brings to big-game matchups. There's even speculation that the Warriors might lean into more zone coverage to try to keep Edwards out of the paint without overextending their perimeter defenders. That's a risky strategy against a Minnesota squad that ranks among the best in the league in passing and three-point shooting when they get into a rhythm. Kerr's rotational puzzle could get complicated. Payton's status also has ripple effects beyond just the Edwards matchup. His absence changes how the Warriors can structure their second unit. Without GPI, Kerr may need to stretch minutes for Chris Paul and Buddy Hield, both of whom bring value offensively but aren't built to handle explosive guards like Edwards on the other end. This dynamic could push the Warriors into more offensive-focused lineups, which might win short bursts but risk giving up too many points defensively. It's a high-wire act that Golden State has managed before, but never without serious strain. Adding to the tension is the fact that the Timberwolves are deeper than they've been in years. In addition to Edwards, the backcourt pairing of Mike Conley and Nickeil Alexander-Walker offers a mix of veteran stability and athleticism that will challenge Golden State at both ends. The fanbase is watching, and expectations are high. As Game 1 approaches, there's growing unease among Warriors fans. After a bumpy regular season, the team appeared to be turning a corner with its Game 7 win. But now, uncertainty around Payton's availability is casting a shadow on that momentum. Social media has been flooded with highlights of Payton locking up Edwards in past games, each post doubling as both hope and anxiety. And from a long-term perspective, this series may influence how the front office views the team's defensive identity moving forward. Payton's injury history and limited offensive ceiling have already led to internal debate about his long-term fit. If he proves unavailable or ineffective, that conversation will only grow louder this offseason. All eyes on Game 1. With Game 1 set to tip off in Minnesota, the Warriors will be looking for answers, and Payton's status may shape the tone of the entire series. If he plays and is close to his usual self, Golden State gains a powerful tool to contain one of the league's most dangerous scorers. If not, the challenge of slowing down Anthony Edwards becomes significantly more daunting. Either way, one thing is clear: the Warriors can't afford to let Edwards get comfortable. And right now, Gary Payton 2 is still their best shot at making sure that doesn't happen. Warriors must make obvious adjustments before it's too late. The risk didn't pay off. Steve Kerr's gamble in Game 6 didn't yield the desired results. The Golden State Warriors head coach opted to go with Gary Payton 2 and Buddy Hield in a lineup that hadn't been used all season long. This decision to stray from the starting lineup that had served the Warriors well in recent months has been controversial. It was already a questionable move to send Moses Moody back to the bench, and replacing Brandon Podziemski with Payton, despite Podziemski scoring 26 points in the Game 4 win, only added fuel to the fire. Warriors need to return to the lineup that got them here. While Payton played an excellent fourth quarter in Game 3, helping Golden State close out the win, the veteran guard has struggled to make a meaningful impact throughout the series. His offensive limitations have been a major issue for the Warriors, who have had trouble scoring, and despite his defensive reputation, Payton hasn't been able to provide the necessary impact on that end either. Payton's plus-minus of -47 in 96 minutes is telling. That's 18 fewer points than any other player in the series. Kerr might still have faith in the experience Payton brings, but these numbers indicate that Payton simply shouldn't be starting at this stage of the playoffs. The same can be said for Buddy Hield. While he had solid performances in Games 3 and 4, his production predictably dropped off in Games 5 and 6, reflecting his overall season. In the last 2 games, Hield hit just 2 of 10 field goals and missed all 6 of his three-point attempts, finishing with a -25 in plus-minus. Kerr might argue that the inclusion of Hield and Payton was an attempt to better match up with Rockets center Alperen Sengun defensively. However, there comes a point where you need to trust the players who have gotten you this far, the ones who have proven themselves throughout the season. Trust the lineup that turned the season around. The lineup featuring Stephen Curry, Podziemski, Moody, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green was one of the best in the league during the final stretch of the season. It not only gave the Warriors a defensive boost but also helped propel them into a strong position, with the best defense in the NBA since February 7th. If the Warriors want to risk elimination in Game 7, they should at least fight with their best possible unit. The starting 5 of Podziemski and Moody, alongside the usual stars, posted a net rating of plus 16.4 over 211 minutes during the regular season, and they absolutely deserve the chance to set the tone for a potentially memorable Game 7 victory in Houston on Sunday. Making the right adjustments for success. At this stage in the playoffs, it's all about executing what works, not chasing risks that haven't panned out. The Warriors' best chance at winning now lies in trusting the lineup that's been consistently effective for them. Kerr and the Warriors' coaching staff have made bold decisions throughout the season, but Game 7 isn't the time to take unnecessary chances. It's time to trust in the players who have delivered and give them the opportunity to finish what they started. The pressure mounts. Warriors can't afford to waste this opportunity. As the Warriors gear up for a high-stakes Game 7, the pressure on Kerr and the rest of the coaching staff is mounting. This is the kind of game where every decision matters, and it's clear that Kerr will need to make the right choices to avoid a heartbreaking early exit. With the championship window still open but slowly closing, there's no room for mistakes, especially when the stakes are as high as they are in this series. Kerr has always been known for his ability to adapt and make timely adjustments, but this may be one of the biggest tests of his coaching career. The Warriors' core, led by Stephen Curry, is aging, and with each passing year, the team becomes more reliant on younger players like Podziemski and Moody to step up in big moments. The time to evolve the roster and make the right moves is now, before the window of opportunity closes for good. Podziemski's growth, a rising star in the making. Brandon Podziemski's continued growth throughout the season has been a silver lining for the Warriors, and his performance in the playoffs has solidified his place as a key piece of the future. The young guard has shown flashes of brilliance, whether it's in his scoring, his playmaking, or his ability to contribute on both ends of the floor. At just 22 years old, Podziemski is rapidly becoming a player the Warriors can rely on, and his development could be crucial in whether the team can compete for championships in the years to come. His impact during the regular season was significant, and the Warriors' defensive resurgence was largely thanks to his versatility and ability to fit seamlessly into Kerr's system. If Kerr can get Podziemski more involved and fully trust him in crunch time during Game 7, it could be the game changer the Warriors need. It's clear that, moving forward, Podziemski could be a foundational piece for Golden State, and giving him the opportunity to shine in the biggest moments would not only boost his confidence but also the team's chances of advancing. The need for balance. Depend on the stars but give youth a chance. While the Warriors' superstar trio of Curry, Thompson, and Green is still at the heart of the team's success, they need more than just their established stars to make a deep playoff run. The team needs to strike the right balance between trusting the experience of their veterans and incorporating the energy and potential of their younger players. This balance has been a hallmark of the Warriors' dynasty, and it's been one of the keys to their success over the years. However, it's crucial that the Warriors don't fall into the trap of relying too heavily on their stars while neglecting the young talent that's capable of contributing in a major way. In this playoff series, players like Podziemski and Moody have proven they are more than capable of stepping up when needed. They offer the Warriors not just energy and fresh legs, but also a sense of urgency and hunger to prove themselves on the big stage. A game-changing decision. Kerr's move could define the series. The way Kerr handles the lineup in Game 7 could define the rest of the series, and with the Warriors' backs against the wall, every move he makes will be scrutinized. Returning to the starting five that performed so well in the final stretch of the season, featuring Podziemski and Moody alongside Curry, Green, and Thompson, would be the logical choice. The Warriors have shown that they're at their best when they trust this group, and the numbers speak for themselves. But Kerr will also have to make some key in-game decisions: when to push the pace, when to rely on their defense, and how to navigate the adjustments made by the Rockets. The Warriors are playing for more than just a playoff victory. They're fighting to keep their championship window wide open, and there's no margin for error. The pressure is not just on the players, but on Kerr himself to prove that his leadership and experience can guide this team to victory when it matters most. Looking beyond Game 7, the future of the Warriors. Regardless of what happens in Game 7, the future of the Warriors is full of possibilities. With a core of all-time greats like Curry and Thompson, coupled with a growing young talent pool featuring players like Podziemski and Moody, the Warriors are in a strong position to continue competing for championships in the future. But for now, Game 7 will be the ultimate test of their resolve. Can they rise to the occasion and make the necessary adjustments to secure another deep playoff run, or will they fall short? For the Warriors, it's not just about making it through this series, it's about setting the stage for their future, and making sure they're still a force to be reckoned with when the dust settles. With a blend of veteran leadership and young talent, the Warriors are in a unique position to extend their dynasty. But the road to another championship will require a mix of bold decisions, strategic adjustments, and unwavering trust in their players, especially in Game 7. As Kerr prepares to make his next move, the clock is ticking, and the weight of the moment is palpable. It's do or die for the Warriors, and their next steps will determine if they continue their championship pursuit or fall short of the high expectations that have come to define their dynasty.